OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Outcasted OC here again with the NXT review. Oh my god, right. This was an up and down week for NXT, I'm not going to lie. There was some highs, there was some mostly lows, okay? It wasn't the best week for NXT. I'm going to get into why I think that, but, you know, first of all, just want to say thank you so much again for the support on the channel, both on the TikTok and on the Instagram, etc. But mainly for the YouTube channel. It's still doing absolutely amazing, this channel, and it's just really nice to see that people are interacting with it. It's nice to see that people are enjoying the reviews, and we're really close to Bash in Berlin. We've got some stuff planned for that. Obviously, we've got the predictions coming up next week, but let's get straight in to NXT. Make sure you hit the like video. Make sure you like the video. That's what I was meant to say. Very professional. And subscribe to the channel if you want to carry on seeing more of these reviews from me about NXT. Hopefully more positive in the coming future. But let's just talk about what's going on in each of the championships, sort of divisions at the moment. That's how we're going to be rolling with NXT this week. Starting off with the NXT Tag Team Championships. We might as well start off where NXT started off. We are starting with the Chase U Championship celebration. Obviously, Ridge Holland and Andre Chase defeated Axiom and Nathan Fraser for the NXT Tag Team Championships last week, so they're up for a celebration. Vic says to Booker, you know, get up and cheer, you know, like, you know, give Chase U the flowers, and Booker turns around and goes, I didn't go to the damn university. He just doesn't like Chase U, I suppose. Like, nothing's going to change Booker's minds, no matter how successful Chase U gets. I suppose he always has something against Andre Chase for sacrificing all of that money last year for Thea Hale. But anyway, we get on the microphone. Thea Hale congratulates Reggie apparently, and Andre Chase on, you know, winning the tag team championships. She's so proud of them both. Duke Hudson and Riley Osborne say something similar in the case of, you know, they had doubts at first about Ridge Holland, but it really shows that you know, really care about this university, and you've brought tag team gold back to the Chase U. Andre Chase turns around to Ridge Holland and also says thank you, because if it wasn't for him, he wouldn't be holding tag team gold right now. Axiom and Nathan Fraser interrupt and are about to ask for a rematch for the NXT Tag Team Championships when Ridge Holland interrupts them and says, I don't have a problem with you guys coming out here. I don't have a problem with you guys asking for a rematch. I have a problem with you guys interrupting a Chase U moment. That is what his issue is right now with Axiom and Nathan Fraser. He says he worked 6 years to finally capture some gold in WWE. When he was in the Brawling Brutes, obviously when they split up, he hit the lowest of lows. When he came to NXT, he heard the whispers, he heard the doubts, but nothing stopped him. He kept on trying to go. The only people that were behind him were Chase U. Chase U told him to take it one day at a time. Thea Hale and Andre Chase were there for him, so now he's going to be there for them. Nathan Fraser and Axiom say, that's great, that, you know, amazing, cool story, bro. But we still want the NXT Tag Team Championship rematch. We are the best team in NXT. The crowd are kind of turning on Axiom and Nathan Fraser here. I don't blame them. I don't like them either. So, you know, that does not surprise me in the slightest. They request a rematch for No Mercy. Riley and Duke turn around and go, before, you know, Ridge is able to answer, listen, if you want a Tag Team Championship, if you can beat us, Riley and Duke, the MVP and the heart of Chase U, then maybe, just maybe, you can have an NXT Tag Team Championship match at No Mercy, Mr. Chase. Sorry, I have to say that whenever I talk about Duke Hudson, because, you know, his voice is amazing. Nathan and Axiom say, okay, cool, see you next week. Duke says, no, we're always ready. Takes off all of the clothes, you know, they're in the wrestling gear, let's go right now. Axiom and Nathan end up beating you know, Duke Hudson and Riley Osborne. It's a pretty decent match. It's not bad. I wish I'd have seen a little bit more out of Riley Osborne, because I like the dynamic of Duke Hudson can just throw these two big men around. Riley Osborne did get his stuff in, but I would have liked, you know, a little bit more from the agile guy going up against the agile guys. It would have been more interesting to see. But yeah, Nathan Fraser gets a rematch for Axiom and himself for the Tag Team Championships. It's going to be interesting to see whether Chase U are going to be able to hold on to the gold at No Mercy in a few weeks. I don't want them to drop the titles yet. I kind of want Axiom and Nathan to split up. I'm not really bothered about this tag team anymore, to be honest with you. It's just, yeah, just a bit Let's stay on the tag team division for now, because later on in the night we get Hank and Tank taking on the OC. Now, this rivalry started from a couple of weeks ago at the Great American Bash when the OC basically called the barbecue that Hank and Tank were hosting terrible. So then a fight ensued, there was a big brawl, etc. So this led up to this match tonight. We do get a major upset as Hank and Tank defeat the OC. I didn't really see this coming, I'm not going to lie to you. I thought this was going to be a squash for the OC, try and get them back in the tag team championship, picture. Vic asks Joseph, oh my god, did I just say that? Vic asks Joseph, do you know what? I'm not even going to correct it. Vic asks Joseph if whereabouts Hank and Tank are in the tag team championship scene. Booker T answers and says, if they was able to win this match tonight, then they're definitely in the conversation. They're just outside of it right now. But if they was able to pick up a win against Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, two of the baddest men in NXT and in professional wrestling, that would definitely put their name on the map. Well, they end up doing that. It's a very, very impressive victory. Tank Ledger makes a hot tag, gets caught by Carl Anderson. However, as the OC are about to go for the Magic Killer, Hank Walker pulls Luke Gallows out of the ring, pushes him into the ring post. That leaves Carl Anderson all by himself. I don't know what it's called. It's like a crossbody something. But from a guy as big as Tank Ledger, it looks really impressive. 1, 2, 3. Big upset, like I said. Maybe we're going to be talking about Hank and Tank in the tag team title contendership scene from now on. Who knows? Let's see. Would I mind it? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not too sure about Hank and Tank at the moment. They're an interesting team. They've got charisma. They're decent at promos backstage. It feels a lot more natural than most of the other people on NXT. But in the ring, I'm just not convinced at the moment. But anyway, only time will tell, I suppose. I'm not booking the show, so maybe they see something in them that I don't. Let's move on to another championship scene. Let's move on quickly to the Women's North American Championship scene. Tonight we are getting Lola Vice versus Wendy Chu. Both of those two are in contendership and conversation for the title. Obviously, this stems from last week where Wendy Chu attacked Lola Vice and Tatum Paxley after the match. This is kind of like Lola Vice's revenge. So what happens here is it's a bit of mixed lapse in communication. A very silly move from Kalani Jordan, to be honest with you. Lola Vice is setting up for a finisher. Kalani Jordan gets in the ring as Lola is about to hit the spinning back fist. She gets in the way, gets smashed with that fist. Obviously, as Lola Vice is checking on Kalani Jordan, Wendy Chu hits Lola with a pillow, and everyone's wondering, why she's knocked out. Wendy Chu gets the 1, 2, 3 onto Lola Vice. Kalani Jordan is on the outside of the ring and says she's here to take a title back. Obviously, Wendy Chu stole it last week. She gets in the ring and then lays a beat down onto Wendy Chu, hits her with the pillow, knocks Wendy Chu out. We've come to realise that in that pillow is the NXT Women's North American Championship, which is why it was so hard hitting and knocked out Lola Vice. So it's going to be interesting to see whether we get Wendy Chu versus Kalani Jordan at NXT No Mercy. I wouldn't mind seeing that match. I really like the direction that they're taking Wendy Chu at the moment. Kalani Jordan needs a little bit more of assistance in terms of like writing a promos or just doing a promo in general. It feels very disingenuous. It doesn't feel like she's the one who's saying it. It sounds like she's reading it off a piece of paper. But like I say, it's the developmental brand. What are you going to do? Do you know what I mean? Like, she's great in the ring, but as a character, I'm just not convinced yet. Wendy Chu doing a much better job. I wouldn't mind her seeing capturing the NXT Women's North American Championship. Now let's move on to the Men's North American Championship mixed with the Heritage Cup, because we really don't know what we're going to be getting here. We get the NQCC in the ring talking about the Heritage Cup, how Charlie Dempsey says it's been 3 arduous months, but finally he was able to recapture the Heritage Cup, bringing it back to the NQCC. He talks about how Luther Tez said, the only gimmick that he's got in the business is the gimmick of wrestling. He goes on talking about Steve Williams, I believe. Ren Sinclair has no idea who these two people are, but as long as Charlie Dempsey says they're good, she'll believe him and say that they're good too. She's very excited, apparently, and disappointed because she was in the gauntlet match, which we will be talking about very soon. But she keeps interrupting Charlie Dempsey here. He gets annoyed with it. He's getting wound up. As this is going on, Ren Sinclair does actually mention that Charlie Dempsey will take on all comers. He doesn't care who it is in that locker room. Unfortunately, that also gets heard by the North American champion, Oba Femi. He says he will defend that championship against anyone as he has been doing, against veterans, against up-and-coming talent, against main roster talent, and even an NXT Heritage Cup winner. Now, was this a challenge at Charlie Dempsey? We don't know, because we don't get time to think about it that much, because Tony D'Angelo, with the rest of the D'Angelo family, comes out and mentions that, don't worry, Charlie, Mini Don, we're not out here for you. We're not out here for the NXT Heritage Cup, although the family does have something to settle, because family always handle business. The rest of the D'Angelo family goes attacking the NQCC, obviously Rizzo on Ren, and then Luca Crucifino and Stack start attacking the rest of the NQCC. While this is going on, Oba Femi tries to powerbomb Tony D'Angelo. Tony flips out of it back onto his feet and hits a huge spine buster onto Oba Femi, picks up the North American Championship and holds it high above his head. I said this last week. I had a feeling this is the direction that they was going to be going in, as they keep interrupting each other's promos by taking the camera off each other. Oba Femi versus Tony D'Angelo for the NXT North American Championship is confirmed for No Mercy in just a few weeks. I am really looking forward to that match. I'm not sure who's going to win. If I'm honest, I can probably see Oba Femi retaining the championship. WWE love Oba Femi at the moment. I think there's more length in this title reign. I think we're probably going to be putting over someone big that's going to be coming up in the developmental brand. Not sure who that's going to be. Maybe Javon Evans. Who knows at this point? But I don't think Oba Femi is going to be dropping that championship unless he goes for the NXT title or he goes up to the main roster. We'll just have to see what happens in the future there. As for the rest of the D'Angelo family, we're going to be getting a 6-man and woman, I believe, tag team match next week. I don't know if Ren Sinclair and Rizzo are involved, but they should have been, seeing as though they were fighting, in this segment. But I believe it's just going to be Tony D, Stacks, and Luca versus Charlie and the rest of the crew. But only, I'm not too sure. I can't remember what it said on the card. But anyway, moving on. We shall move on to the NXT Women's Championship. We have a gauntlet match this week. We have 6 women in this gauntlet match. Carmen Petrovic is no longer in this match. She was attacked by Izzy Dame at the very start of the night. She is replaced in this match by... who is she replaced by? Oh yeah, Brinley Reese. She's replaced by Brinley Reese, who does not have that much of an impact in this match. Sol Ruca and Ren Sinclair are the 2 women to start this match. Let me tell you, both of these women really impressed me. Sol Ruca always impresses me anyway, but Ren Sinclair has come on leaps and bounds ever since, coming up to the NXT main roster. I think she's done really, really well. And the implementation of the submission moves that she's been putting into a game ever since she's been with the NQCC, kind of implying, kind of letting the audience know, that now she's with the submission grapple-based faction, that she's probably going to be doing this a little bit more in the future. Now, I will say this. Jada Parker does come out here with the victory. However, Kendall Gray really impresses me in this match also. However, it just wasn't meant to be for Kendall Gray. Jada Parker takes out Kendall Gray. I believe she also takes out Brinley Reese. Yes, she does. And then at the end, it is left with Ren Sinclair, Sol Ruca, and Jada Parker. Sol Ruca is able to soul snatch Ren for the 1, 2, 3. It's left down to 2 people. Because Sol Ruca has been in there for so long, she was at the very beginning of this match, and Jada Parker came in right at the end. It is a competition, but it's not much of one because she's getting tired. I don't know what the finishing move that Jada Parker is. What's it called? It's called the hip check, or something like that. She hits the hip check onto Sol Ruca for the 1, 2, 3. She said she is next in line for the NXT Championship. She's got next as she's interviewed after the bell. The rest of the OTM are out there. I really want them to start doing something with the rest of OTM. Hopefully in the future, heading towards into the Christmas period, that they start doing something with OTM. That'd be really nice to see. Now, guys, let's move on to the kind of side things of, what happened on NXT this week. We get Ashante the Adonis versus Dion Lennox. Now, this takes place because Ashante is basically jealous of this nerd who doesn't look like a nerd stealing all of his women. That is literally the whole point of this feud. He wears glasses and he reads. Ashante thinks he's a nerd. Anyway, they both have a match. it's quite impressive. Dion Lennox really showed me something. I would have liked to have seen more. I would have liked to have seen this match go on for a little bit longer. However, Ashante the Adonis does get the win here. So does this mean that he's the ladies man in NXT? He is the number one ladies man. All the women are going to want him because he's a winner. He captures the dub over Dion Lennox. I have a feeling this is probably going to go on for a couple more weeks. I quite like the fact that Ashante the Adonis is getting like the spotlight on him. I was always interested to see whether he could provide more outside of Hit Row. So it's nice to see that he's going to be doing something on NXT in the future. As for Dion Lennox, I think the glass is... the sky's the limit. I nearly said the glass is the ceiling. I'm having a ways of it today, guys. The sky's the limit for Dion Lennox. If that's how he looks in one of his first matches, then fair play to him. You can't argue with that in NXT. As for backstage, Lexis King calls the Metaphor, the Meta 2, because Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend, are going to be taking on the Fatal Influence next week. Now, the Fatal Influence are the combination of Jasmine Nix, JC Jane, and Fallon Henley. That is their new name. I tell you one thing, it's better than the Pure Fusion Collective. Yeah, I don't know who came up with that crap, but anyway, I'm sure Courtney's covered that on Monday Night Raw review. Go check that out. But yeah, they're going to be facing each other next week. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top. Both of these factions have something to prove, and the Metaphor, obviously, are lacking, in my opinion, without Noam Dar lately. Obviously, Aura Mensa did a great job against Ethan Page, but yeah, they're just not it at the moment without Noam Dar. But let's move on to the main event. The main event is a triple threat number one contenders match for the NXT Championship. The winner will go on to face Ethan Page at NXT No Mercy. This match consists of Pete Dunne, Wesley, and say his name and he'll appear, Joe Hendry. Now, I was quite surprised how long they gave this match. I was very impressed with everyone in this match. Pete Dunne utilising the joint manipulation on both superstars, sometimes at the same time. I really love the X-Plex he gave to Wesley on top of Joe Hendry. That was really impressive. Wesley kind of hitting more mixed martial arts moves in this match, like more of a striking mixed with his high flying, which really like leans into his heel side of his character at the moment. And Joe Hendry just has the crowd in the palm of his hands, hitting these awesome power moves, really playing it up to the fans. He was the person to beat in this match. This match comes to a head where Joe Hendry hits the standing ovation onto Pete Dunne. He goes for the 1, 2, 3. The referee hits 2, but Ethan Page drags the referee out and he doesn't get to count the pin. Now, as for Wesley, he's kind of like nowhere to be found at the end of this match, to be honest with you. It's Pete Dunne and Joe Hendry just going at each other. Joe Hendry comes out of the ring, is able to grab Wesley, hit the standing ovation onto him, onto the announce table, taking him out. Like I say, he's nowhere to be found at the end of this match. Pete Dunne, he's waiting for Joe Hendry in the ring. He's able to hit another standing ovation, is Joe Hendry, but once again another referee is coming out and Ethan Page distracts this referee. He doesn't let him get in the ring. He's in his face. He won't let him count the 1, 2, 3. While this is going on, Pete Dunne hits the bitter end. The referee is about to count 1, 2, 3. The original referee that got dragged out of the ring is about to hit the 1, 2, 3. Trick Williams comes in and hits the flash knee, where Joe Hendry is able to crawl on top of Pete Dunne for the win. Joe Hendry is your new number one contender for the NXT Championship at No Mercy. He will be taking on All Ego Ethan Page. Now, that is going to be a really good match. I was quite surprised that Joe Hendry won this match, to be honest with you. I didn't think they was going to give him the dub. I know he's a TNA wrestler, but that just wasn't my reasoning for him winning this match. I thought they was going to give it to Pete Dunne, seeing as though he's been making moves on Raw and on NXT. He suffered a loss last night to Sheamus, but, you know, what are you going to do, I suppose? He suffered a loss here tonight as well. He was the one who took the pin. Ah, well, I'm sure Pete Dunne will get back on track eventually on either brand. Only time will tell. But for now, wave your hands from side to side. Because I believe in Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry, the prestigious one. Joe Hendry is your new number one contender. Guys, what did you think of NXT this week? Let me know in the comments. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you think it was a bit of a meh episode? Like I said, I thought it was just a bit of a filler one, to be honest with you. But that's just my opinion. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. But if you do agree with me, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content. Go check out Courtney's review of Monday Night Raw from yesterday. Stay tuned for our half-year awards tomorrow for the podcast. We have got Superstar of the Year, Match of the Year, all the awards you could possibly think of, that would come standard with an awards show. We have got them for you. Make sure you stay tuned for Saturday morning because you're going to get an SmackDown review from either Ross or G. It's going to be really nice. And then go follow us on X/Twitter, Instagram, and on TikTok at Outcasted OC, guys. But for now, guys, I hope you have an absolutely amazing Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of it. Wave your hands from side to side. And I believe in Outcasted OC. Peace out.